So negative harmony normally looks like this. It's flipping various chords in your progression around the tonic and dominant of the key. Now, negative harmony is awesome, and it can get you a lot of really cool sounding stuff, but the way I've twisted it is a little different. I'm calling it negative scale reassigning. First, you take the negative harmony of the entire scale, in this case, C major. All those notes flip around to form a G Phrygian scale. So, let's say we have a progression like this. Now, when we do negative scale reassigning to this, we're going to do it to all the chords except for the C major 7s on the ends, because the C major 7 here is home. It's the root chord. With normal negative harmony, you might often use the negative version of the root chord, but since this method is a little different, it won't work out quite as well. However, it's worth noting if you stick with root position chords of, say, a 2-5-1 in C major, negative harmony without any repositioning of the chords afterwards would actually result in this. And as you can hear, that doesn't really resolve at all. Now, how low and how loud the bass hits on that chord influences how resolved it sounds quite a bit. But to be sure that we're resolved, we can either not flip the tonic, leaving it alone, or invert the chord we get from an A flat major 7 to a C minor flat 6. Or now, negative scale reassigning actually doesn't give us a C note at all when we do it to a C major 7, meaning we can't invert it afterwards to get a C chord. So we're just going to leave the tonic alone for this example. The first non-C major 7 chord is E minor 7, so let's look at that. We're going to split it up into its chord tones, and then find the scale degrees each chord tone is in C major. Then we find the notes in the negative scale with the corresponding scale degrees. Now we have our negative scale reassigning of E minor 7, B flat dominant 7. If we do this to the rest of them, we get this. And now we have this progression. And there you go, negative scale reassigning.
Thanks for watching. I want to make it clear though, this is not some cookie cutter method that you just apply to everything and expect spicy jazz every time, okay? This is a tool that you use on certain parts of your progressions when you see fit, and in the end, it's all about what it sounds like, right? And we're just trying to find sounds in interesting ways and find interesting sounds and whatnot, okay? The other thing I want to make clear is that I'm not trying to claim that this is some world-shattering technique that like, oh my gosh, it's going to take harmony to new places, you can get stuff you couldn't get anywhere else, oh my goodness. No. Okay? That last progression, that was a modal interchange progression. Like, you would very easily get that through modal interchange. And actually, it's kind of interesting when you get into the technicalities of what's happening when you're reassigning chords based on flipping diatonic scales. It's actually kind of the same thing as modal interchange. But we can talk about that later if you want to see a video going more in depth on that. But anyway, this is just like kind of a new way of looking at it, new way of approaching it, and I think it's kind of cool. So, just wanted to share it. With that being said, if you decide to do this, you might find it very tedious to flip all those scales around. So, I made a computer program that will flip scales for you. Check that out right there on the card. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next video. Bye.